Welcome to another episode of In Your Business. Today we're going to meet with two entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs that are bringing a little bit of a new insight to entrepreneurship. You know, oftentimes we look at entrepreneurs, we think some of the traditional type models, but today is going to be totally different in the fact that we're going to talk about Escape Richmond, which is an escape room, which is kind of like a new thing that's happening around the world. And it's really great that it's right here in Richmond, Indiana. And I'm excited to get to know not only just the two entrepreneurs, but about this entrepreneurship, about this business and how it operates and where it's operating and why it's operating. And it's just, for me personally, as the entrepreneur, I always have to get in there and get to know the business and understand it. And that's what we're going to do today as we meet with Randy and Liz. And welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
So it's exciting to have two entrepreneurs involved in this venture, but even more so as I stopped down and I visited just a couple of weeks ago, it was fun for me to find out that it's father and daughter.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that really makes it an interesting family business. And it's a fairly new business. And we're not going to get into the business quite yet, but very soon, in just a few minutes. Before we do that, Liz, I would like to turn my focus to you and just find out a little bit about you. So as a child, did you grow up here in Richmond?
Liberty.
Liberty. Okay, so very close. And so as you were growing up there in Liberty, go back in time just a bit to what you can start remembering. I don't know if that would have been, at third grade or it might have been, but as a child, what were you thinking you'd like to be when you became an adult?
Oh, I wanted to be a psychologist.
Really?
Yeah. I liked hearing people talk.
Okay, all right. So that was at the earliest age. By the time you were in high school, was that still holding out true?
Still the goal.
Really? Okay. And so then after high school, did you pursue that in college?
I did. I went to University of Indianapolis for psychology and ended up double majoring in experience design.
Okay. So then you graduated there? Yeah. Okay.
I ended up enlisting in the Navy.
Oh, very nice. And so from there, tell us what happened.
I'm not a runner, so I didn't make it far, but then I ended up coming here and just started working in customer service.
Okay. And so you have a job in addition to being an entrepreneur. You're currently working, is it at Wayne Bank?
Yes.
Okay. And was that your first job then, or?
No, I've worked at a couple other banks, and then I've done fast food retail, just working.
So a good variety of things to get lots of experience.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Randy,
Yep.
I'm going to turn to you now as well. And did you grow up in the Richmond area?
In Liberty.
Also in Liberty?
Yes.
Okay. So that's great to know. As you were growing up, go back to, again, third grade, fourth grade, what was it you wanted to be?
Don't really remember as a kid. I think I always kind of wanted to be a cop.
Okay.
But that didn't pan out. But in the later years, in the teens, of course, I'm dating myself, but that was back when computers first came out. So I was a computer nerd, and I got into computers, and I went to Vincennes University for 2 years for computer science. And then I actually joined the Marine Corps, and I was in the Marine Corps for 3 years and was medically discharged because of some issues, but came back and kept into computers, and I became an independent contractor, worked quite a few different places, going down into Kentucky and South Carolina and different places, working for big companies like IBM, Lexmark, Valvoline, Michelin Tire, just doing computer work for them. And then came back with the family, and we were living in Liberty for a while. I decided that I did want to pursue the criminal justice side of things, so I started looking for a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and I did eventually finish my criminal justice degree here at IU East. And I worked for the prison in Newcastle for a while, and then I went to work for the Department of Child and Family Services as a DCS worker, and then I actually started working for Richmond Community Schools as a substitute teacher, and then I became a library aide over at Charles Elementary, and I was there 5 years, I believe, and was teaching their computer class. So, and then that's when we decided to get into the business.
Wow, so you've had quite
Yeah.
a career path, and Liz, you've got quite a mentor here to follow as well, and I mean
Yeah.
he's quite a leader, so he's led the way for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to hear you speak about the computers, okay? Because I'm going to say that a lot of the time you're spending on computers was very much the entry days of computers. Were you programming?
Yes. Yep. I don't know the year, but I was probably 13 or 14 years old, so late 70s. You had the Commodore VIC-20 and the Commodore 64 coming out, and the TRS-80, the Radio Shack. All the schools had the TRS-80s, and so yeah, that's where I got my start, and I just started picking up programming on my own.
Oh, Randy, my first computer was a TRS-80. I went to
There you
Radio
go.
Shack in the mall and purchased it, and you have to understand it was a keyboard, okay? And you plugged it into a television, and it had a cassette, and supposedly you could save stuff, but you really couldn't, okay? And I mean, this was like, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
All right, and so it's fun because here at the university I get to spend a lot of time with students, okay, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to share with the students because today's student grew up with the internet, okay? We talk about computers and we talk about the time you spent with them as a programmer. The most difficult course I took in undergrad was Pascal.
Oh yeah.
I had to take a Pascal class. Do you know what that is, Liz?
Heard of it, don't know what it is.
I didn't expect so. You do.
Yes, I do.
And it was so difficult because I was supposed to learn how to program a little bit, okay? And that was my most difficult course. Today, a lot of people give me credit for the technology I bring to campus. And, I have a VR, 10 VR units in a VR lab, okay? I have a HoloLens and 3D printing and laser cutting and the whole bit. It's not the same. I don't have to program it.
Right.
All I have to do is basically set it up with a passcode and go. It's done for me. We are living in what a wonderful time, as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't do well in that programming class. You probably enjoyed the programming so much that you're kind of like wishing we could go back to that.
Yeah. I kind of got out of focus with the computers when things started evolving and it became more the graphical type stuff and the visual languages, because I was an old school programmer and I continued on that, and that was kind of my niche. Was I knew the old languages, and so companies that were holding on to that old technology needed me.
Sure.
And so I was able to make a pretty good living doing the old stuff, but kind of burnt me in the end because I wasn't up with the new stuff.
Sure.
So rather than starting over again, I took the different career path to go to criminal justice.
Sure, and that's what happens. Each of us make choices, okay? We realize that, as we come through high school and the college and we start our careers and such, we hope we're making the right decisions. I often tell students, though, to just make sure you're having fun, okay? Because things do change, time changes, okay? And so what we're doing today that's really, complicated, 10 years from now might be replaced.
Right.
And so most of our students today don't even realize what it was like to not have the internet, okay? But the internet's not been with us, all that long.
Nope.
So we go back 20 years ago and we were introducing the dial-up. And what that meant was that you were using the phone lines, but if somebody picked up the phone to call or answer, you were cut off your computer. It was so slow.
Yeah.
We had 286, 386, 486 models. And
14K.
I actually graduated college before I got my first computer.
Yeah.
And today my phone can do more than that first computer did.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's just an amazing time. I don't really like to dwell on that because I think the best times for me personally are now. I love what we can do, okay? I love the fact that I can make a 3D printer work from halfway around the world with the technology in my phone. And I've tried it and I've done it, okay? And it's amazing. But that's what's given us the environment we're in today. And so the whole environment of the technology we're going to move into the business you're in. So
Okay.
you own and operate Escape Richmond.
Yes.
And that's located in downtown Richmond.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So Escape Richmond is entertainment, I guess, would be the sector. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Right. Yes.
So Escape Richmond, I think it's fun because even right before we came on, we have a live studio audience today, and one of the students in the audience was talking about cameras and being able to interact with your guests. So when people come to Escape Richmond, they go into a room. And I'm going to let you tell what it is because I've not been there. But the technology we have today is what allows you to have that kind of business. And a lot of the things we're doing today is because of that. So you were on the foundation of it. You were on the ground floor of it.
Yeah.
You helped us get to where we're at today, and we appreciate that. But let's take off now. Let's talk about Escape Richmond. And what I want to first learn about is how did it start?
So it started with me and a friend of mine. We love escape rooms. We've been going to them for years. Ended up getting him into them, and he's like, "We need one in this area," and so we worked and got it all put together and opened.
So are you still in Liberty?
No, we're in Richmond now.
Okay, so you're living in Richmond now.
Yes.
Yes.
And so you wanted to have an escape room right here in your town where you're at, okay? So you had visited several?
Oh, so many. Can't even tell you how many. I've been LA, everywhere, Florida. I go everywhere for them.
So do you think this is coming back to your education in psychology and your interest in psychology?
It's more the experience design of it, which
Okay.
that is a program of thinking of every little detail and how customers and people interact and how they view it.
Oh, okay, so it is the design side. Okay. So you were visiting each of these and you thought this was great. And then did you turn to your father and say, you've got to visit one as well?
I'm like, you want to go do something? And I took them.
Oh, okay, so you didn't even know you were going to escape room.
Right. I think we went to some in
An
Indianapolis.
MD, yeah, you have to schedule ahead of time so they know.
Oh, okay, all right. So what was that like for you?
Oh, it's fun. I love them. I love even just like puzzle books, and of course, I spend a lot of time on the computer. I do video games. Even at my age, I still play video games and stuff like that. So it kind of all ties in. It's just
Yeah.
the
You just love
entertainment.
puzzles.
Yeah, little puzzles. I like the what do you call them?
Hidden object.
Hidden object games. I love doing that, and just solving the puzzles.
And escape rooms gives you more physical puzzles, more things to touch and feel.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. And Randy, I have to be honest and tell you that we have 50 students right here on this campus, okay, that are here for esports.
Yeah.
And so they're playing a variety of, competing with a variety of games, okay? And I almost said playing, but it's really not playing. Today it's not playing. It's a part of who they are and what they're
Right.
doing, and their careers are strong from it. And we also, on this campus, I host a lot of ping pong tournaments. And I'm proud to say I've been published with ping pong. I've received grants from ping pong. And a big part of what I do with ping pong is I teach strategy, okay? I teach people how to improve and win. And that's exactly what I'm preparing for in business as well, okay? So you have a strategy in your business, and I have a strategy on the ping pong table. So each of us, have different ways that we do that. But I want to get back to the escape room because you have opened up in downtown Richmond. You opened that in February of 24, is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
So February 24th, new business. How did you determine your location?
It was basically kind of by default because I spent
we spent like 3 months.
3-4 months looking for a place that was going to work for us, and just place after place just kind of fell through. We were actually ready to get a space at the mall. It was the old Victoria's Secret spot. It was going to be big enough for us, and they were going to kind of take care of us. Of course, the parking lot and everything was good, but we got a little ways into it, and I'm like, okay, what can we do about the mall closing at 9 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays? And I was like, well, we really can't do anything about that. We looked into hiring our own security, and it just wasn't going to work out. So it was back to the drawing board then, and just so happened I saw a posting on Facebook, and it was that building right there by RPNL, and I talked to the guy, and we went and looked at it, and we knew it was going to work for our space, and we just kind of lucked into it.
Because we needed a large enough space that we could have multiple rooms, making sure you had 8 plus 8 people in a room. And then it was also being able to design we had to add walls, take down walls. We needed to be able to have that customizing.
Yep.
So you're the designer.
Yes.
Are you saying, okay, this is what the room's got to do, this is what it's got to look like, this is got to how to act, and then are you giving this design over, or how's that working?
I make most of the puzzles and the puzzle components, and then he does all the programming and computer stuff I need.
Oh, those days of computer programming are coming right back.
It's completely different now, though.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm learning, and I struggle sometimes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's all new.
Well, I think it's awesome. I don't think a lot of people think about that. Even when I was thinking about the escape room and I'm thinking of this entrepreneurship, I would not have thought about the programming side of it, would not have created the design side of it, okay?
Yeah.
So I just kind of thought maybe it's a pre-package that you get and you bring it in.
You can.
but,
You can do that,
But we
but
make
you have
everything.
to have the big money to do that. A pre-designed room that you buy all the components and everything ready to put together, you're talking $60,000-$80,000
Really?
for one of those rooms.
For one?
For one.
So yeah,
We just designed them all.
we can do that. So we decided we had to do it all ourselves, and we struggle through it and get it done.
All right, so you're going to get me excited now as the entrepreneur, okay? Because I'm seeing what's happening here. You are designing, you're helping with the programming, you're making this thing. It's great. I'm hearing good reviews, okay? So at what point do you suppose you're going to be doing this for others? Have you thought about that side of it, or are you going to focus just on what you have here in Richmond?
The only small idea I have is maybe like an escape room in a box that you could buy from us, but that's very in the infancy.
Okay.
Because I'm working on one as a wedding gift for someone. And so if it does well, possibly expanding, but it's a time thing.
So that would be something that somebody could purchase and actually do that from their own home versus coming to, escape room. You said the escape room holds 8 individuals, is that correct?
Yes.
So is there a minimum? Do some people come there by themselves and try to use it? Or is there like 4 people? What's it look like?
One person could do it, but you need to be good at them. But I mean, me and my friend, we're the only 2 and we tag them and we do them, but that's our skill set. A lot of people, it just depends on your friend group and how your friends work together. So you can bring as many or as little as you want.
So it could be 1 to 8 because
Yeah.
your rooms are set up for 8.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. And how long does it normally take to solve a room?
We give you an hour.
Okay, so what you're saying is some people could do all day and not figure it out. So you give them 1 hour, and
Yes.
it's either do it or else. Is that how it works?
Well, I mean, we help.
Yeah.
We give hints.
We want people to leave happy. So it could be very frustrating, banging your head, trying to solve puzzles and stuff like that. So we let people know in advance. We do offer unlimited hints.
Okay.
So if they want to ask for a hint, we'll give them a hint. And we don't put a restriction on it. A lot of escape rooms will limit you to like 3 hints or something like that, and then you're done, or you lose time.
Okay.
We just didn't want to go that route. We want to make it fun for everybody, no matter what their skill level was. So we've had people come in that complete a room with no hints and do it really fast because they're experienced with those kind of things. And some people that come in and are kind of lost and they need kind of a step-by-step
Just
help.
more help.
Rank yours against some of the ones you've been to. I'm guessing that you've experienced enough of these escape rooms that you've made yours challenging. Is that true?
No.
No.
But I've done so many, and what I think is a hard puzzle, it can be too hard or it's too simple. Because everyone has different skill sets. So you're playing with what the majority could solve and what they can't solve. Our advanced room, it is advanced for the reason. It is complicated. Not as much, like, I don't tell you as much to get you started on the puzzles.
Okay. So you have 4 rooms, okay? So
have 3.
Oh, you have 3
We
rooms.
have 3 right now, building a 4th.
You're building a 4th room. And so each of those rooms have different difficulty level?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you start off maybe with the basic and then build your way up. Okay.
Or start down and go easy.
Yeah.
However you want to do it.
We have
Okay.
beginner, intermediate, and advanced.
Okay. So kind of give us an idea, because I've not experienced an escape room, okay? And I know a lot of the viewers have not, but I want to get people excited. I want them to try it, okay? And in doing so, what should they expect? What is it that they should be looking for when they go for an escape room?
We tell everyone touch everything.
Did you say what?
Touch everything.
Touch everything.
You don't know what is a puzzle piece. You don't know what is a component. When you've done enough, you know that pieces can have components in them that when you place it on a platform, it'll open a lock. So everything could be something. And usually your creative thinking is going to be your skill set.
Okay. So do you give them kind of like a blueprint when they go in?
They have
of
a
what
story.
To look for? So they have a story.
Yeah.
Okay. So that story then leads them to clues, and then those clues have something, and then
Yeah.
the ultimate goal is to get out? Is that
Or some of ours are to find something.
is to find
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Complete
okay.
a goal.
I guess when I think of escape room, that's what
You're
I'm thinking
thinking
get
escape.
out, because you escape. But so it's basically solving the clue to figure out, okay, this is what it takes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we went away from the actual locking of the outside doors simply for the reason you talked to us about earlier when talking about claustrophobic people, that get panicky, when they're locked in or whatever. And so I know a lot of escape rooms and their designs going forward are not using the actual locked doors anymore.
true
just
escape.
for liability
Sure,
reasons,
sure.
stuff like that. And when you do have a locked door, you have to have escapes for a person that they can, push something that's going to let them out the door right away.
Sure.
We don't want anybody having a panic attack in one of our rooms.
Also, you have to
Sure.
think how many themes can you do of how do you have to escape? So you have to play on.
Sure. And how do you do that? Because, let's say that I bring the students there and we go through all three, okay? And of course, let's say 6 weeks. So what's next? So do you change up the rooms every quarter, or how often do you change up the rooms?
Right now, since we've only been open not even 6 months, we've already changed our beginner room theme because a lot of people are bringing their kids, and it was a murdered room, a murder theme room. So we
Okay.
ended up revamping it to a vacation style.
Okay.
So that's the only one, and we're building the fourth, and then we'll start tackling it changing. So it's going to be probably 6-8 months that we're going to keep a room, and then slowly rotate out.
So 6 to 8 months, then you'll rotate each of the rooms. Okay. So will you do all three of those at a time, or will
One at a time.
You're going to get onto a point where basically there is going to be a lot of change happening, so people can come more frequently.
Yeah, and to change
Okay.
out the rooms, we have to take them down for a couple weeks and get everything rebuilt, and so.
Okay. It's exciting. It's fun.
is, yeah.
Okay. So you're the entrepreneurs. You came up with the idea. You're programming it. You're doing the details on it. What's the greatest part? What are you really, really enjoying? So as an entrepreneur, Liz, tell me what it is that you're really enjoying.
I love it when I see people figure it out and they get so excited. You hear them like literally cheer for themselves and everyone else. They're like, "Oh yes, we got this."
Okay. Randy, how about yourself? What is
Yeah,
it for you as
it's
well?
it's pretty much the same thing. Just watching all the people go through the room, seeing the different reactions, and just seeing people happy when they leave.
Okay.
Yeah, because, like I said, we offer unlimited hints. So if people ask for the hints, or if they accept the hints when we offer them, because if people are really struggling, I'll say, "Would you like a hint?" And sometimes they say no. We've had only a few groups that come through that refuse to take the hints, and a couple of them haven't gotten out, but I mean, that was their choice.
It's their challenge.
It's their challenge. So just having happy customers is what I strive for.
And when most people leave, they're laughing, talking about how goofy they did something.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah? Good. So, Liz, I hope if I experience this, I have somebody like you on my team, because, I want to be able to come out of there as happy and that we solved it, okay? I'm probably the person who wouldn't be able to solve it that well. So, who's your market? Who are you targeting? Is it everybody? Is it,
pretty
you
much-
said there's some children in there, so you had to change it from a murder room to something more of a vacation type of room. So, probably the youngest person coming is...
Youngest person we've had in a room is a little baby. People bring their
Oh,
kids.
okay.
But most of our demographic is going to be 10 up.
Okay.
Yeah. We've had some like 6, 7, 8 years old, and stuff like that. But Yeah, like our beginner room.
Is more focused to the 6 to like 14.
Yeah,
range.
6 to 14, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good thing for team building.
Yeah.
Yes.
It also sounds like a great opportunity
Yeah.
for, any type of
Yeah,
celebration.
we've had, I've done
We've done youth groups.
special groups for youth group. We actually did a student group here from IU East. I've done some corporate stuff with Hills and Belden and some different factories around town. So yeah, they use it as a group kind of get-together thing. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk briefly about the hours. We're down to the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
And so you mentioned that you looked at the mall, but you were concerned about the 9 o'clock closure. How late are you staying open?
11 o'clock on the weekends.
You're there till 11
Yeah.
o'clock on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your hours then, because you're the entrepreneurs. I know you're working in the bank, but then you're also working at the Escape Richmond. Now, how many hours are you putting in?
Haven't calculated.
Yeah? Doesn't really matter as the
Doesn't
entrepreneur
matter
does
as long
it.
as it gets done.
All right. Randy, how about you?
I'm doing stuff for the business every day. So whether I'm physically at the place, that may not be true, but I'm always on the computer ordering stuff, dealing with the financial stuff, all that kind of stuff. So it takes quite a bit of my time. Because the actual construction part of it, when we're in it, it seems like, we're there 10, 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
trying to get everything done. But it's a lot of behind the scenes type
Good for
stuff.
you. Keep doing a great job. Okay?
Okay,
All
thank you.
right. This concludes another episode of In Your Business. Today, we met with very interesting entrepreneurs. They brought the escape room to Richmond, and this is something that people have been saying. They want entertainment. They want something to do. This is something to do. And when you really get to know these entrepreneurs and you understand they're not just buying something off of a shelf and bringing it to our community, they're actually in there. Randy's in there programming it. Liz is in there designing it. And so they're proud of it. That's why they're excited as entrepreneurs, is because they get to see their work helping people in this community and the people in this community enjoying it. I encourage you to get down and even just look at it, but also participate in it. Thank you again for watching In Your Business. And awesome.